yes, another reviewer. Now, I'm actually here today to correct myself. Now, this isn't going to happen very often. Don't get used to it. Generally, I'm infallible. But today, I'm going to let you know that my last video I released has some inaccuracies. Not because what I said was misguided or wrong, just because the rules have changed. Now, what I'm talking about is in regards to the Xbox One. Initially, the Xbox One had to stay online at least once every 24 hours so it could check back with Microsoft and do whatever, as I had said. And the used games situation has also changed entirely. Now, with used games, you have complete freedom, as you do now. You can trade them in, you can give them to your friends, you can do whatever. The only requirement to play the games is the physical disc. And as for the checking in, that's no longer a thing. You can play your games offline for as long as you want, wherever you want. This was actually a thing that was a huge issue in different regions that didn't have very stable internet. But now, Microsoft has come out and said, we listen to what you have to say. Now, the big issue with this with me is I always have internet. I see to it that I have internet wherever I am, else I have nothing to do. I'm one of those people that is now accustomed to having internet. So, essentially, they made this so I'm happy. And I also am a used game person. I'm cheap. I'll admit it now that I like to buy games and consoles and things pre-owned because it's cheaper that way. And the most important thing to me, I didn't express this in the video because I didn't really think about it at the time, but I am now, and I really want to express this. My biggest concern was flea markets. I like going to flea markets and picking up games. Now, I know Xbox One, that's not going to be a thing for a few years, but say 10 years down the road, say I get a PlayStation 4 first, or a Nintendo Wii U because of the price point, and then I pick up an Xbox One later, like I did with the original Xbox. I got that when it was used, pre-owned, a few years after it was released. The 360 I got when it was released, just because I could afford it and it looked cool and I wanted to play some of the games on it. But suppose the Xbox One isn't something I decide to purchase for another few years. Then I'm looking for games in flea markets and things like that, much like you would with the regular Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Atari 2600. The list goes on and on. But that was the big concern for me. You buy games at flea markets and they wouldn't work because of the system they had before. But now they will. The system is now collector friendly, which was my big concern because, I'm a collector. I don't really have to spell that out for you. So that's the thing that I wanted to tell you, that the Xbox One is now A-okay in my book. And I still say Nintendo is the best option for what I'm looking for. If you want power, from a perspective of power, it would be the PS4. But if you want features, then that would be the Xbox One. So they all have their little place for what you're looking for in a gaming console. I was a little harsh with the Xbox One. I feel that it was rightfully so. But they changed all of the things that made me truly angry about it. Other than the fact that it's fuck ugly, it's still fucking hideous to look at. But hey, they fixed the major design and functional flaws. So hey, the Xbox One is back in the running.